Hi, welcome back or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Laura. Hi, hello, welcome. Today we are I'm not going to be talking to you this way for the entire video. I just wanted to come in, say hi, do a quick intro, and then we're going to actually flip the camera around because I'm going to show you all of the makeup that I am currently panning. So I guess it's not just makeup, it's makeup and skincare and body care, like perfume kind of thing. All of the products that I'm panning in that way are going to be mentioned in this video. So I'm gonna turn you guys around. I'm actually filming this the night before I film the video because I want the natural, like, beautiful sunlight to be in the entire video. So yeah, let's just, without too much rambling, let's go take a look at all of the beauty products that I'm currently panning. So this is everything, like a very large overview shot of all of the items I'm actually trying to project pan right now. I have it kind of separated from the skincare, body, face, and then like eye stuff over here. I just wanted to show like a brief, like, general snapshot of everything. That way it kind of gives a little bit better story of all of the items I'm going to kind of dive in. So I'm gonna zoom a little closer, and we're gonna go kind of category by category down here. So starting like this direction. Okay, so here is all of the skincare I'm currently trying to project pan. We're gonna start from over here and work our way over. So this thing here, this is from Nola Skin Essentials. This is a vitamin C serum. I don't really like this. I had a bad experience with this brand. I went into it in detail, briefly in detail, I guess, which is kind of an oxymoron, in a video last year, but I just kind of want to work this brand out of my collection. Then we have my SPF that I am currently trying to project pan, and I guess this is like, most of these items I'm low-key trying to pan. This is the Coola SPF. I'm very low in this, but this is the same brand that makes those Bare Republic ones. This leaves a slight white cast and it's creamier, but it does, like, depending on what I wear with it, I can feel like a little bit of grittiness to it. So I kind of just want to work this out, and I don't think I would purchase from this brand again. This is so expensive, and I've flown through this SPF in particular. It's very runny consistency. I got this sample size of a Beekman 1802. Is that what that brand is? Yeah. A Beekman 1802. I got a sample size of a eye cream. This is a very large sample size. I've actually been using this for about 3 months now. I don't like this. It is drying on my under eye. It says dewy eyed illuminating eye cream or an eye serum, and it doesn't really do much. And maybe I just realized that it's a serum, so maybe I'm supposed to pair it with something else, but it like leaves the skin feeling tight, and I don't like that. So I am trying to just get this on out. And then a eye cream that I do really enjoy is this 𝙤𝙤 Firming DMAE Eye Lift. I really enjoy this. This is very nourishing on the under eyes, and I don't have that much left of it, but I am just trying to get it out and use it up. Then another kind of skincare, kind of makeup. I don't know. This is kind of like a crossover product. This is the Becca Hydrolite Plumping Lip Balm. I have this in the shade Mist. I don't have, like, that is all I have left in it. So I've just been kind of religiously using this whenever I feel like my lips need a bit of moisture on them. So I've been trying to kind of get this out of my collection, especially since Becca is going to no longer be a company. So I'm kind of trying to low-key pan some of these Becca items that I have in my collection. So this is all of my, like, skincare-ish items that I have that I'm currently low-key project panning. I thought it was valid to talk fragrances as well. So I am actually panning 2 fragrances, one in a project pan, one I put in a project pan last year, and I've just kind of been working on it since. I'm actually lower than that mark now, but this is a very, like, winter type of scent for me, and as we transition into the springtime months, I really enjoyed this scent for, like, daytime, and then at night I'll kind of spray this. So I do use both of them in conjunction right now, not at the same time, I guess, but one for the morning, one for the evening, and I really enjoyed using it that way. This is probably my oldest perfume in my collection, so I kind of want to just see this one out sooner than later. This did not used to be this deep, like amber kind of color. So I am panning 2 fragrances, one to finish, one to just get to almost finished, but not quite. But yeah, these are the 2 fragrances that I am currently project panning. Okay, and here are all of my like complexion products that I am currently panning. So if you've been keeping up with my Ditch the Discontinued project, I am working on this healthy elixir. You can clearly see I've been trying to push down product as I go. This is a very thick consistency foundation, so meaning that it grips to the sides of this very strongly for like dear life. So I do take a spatula and I've tried to push it down, and then I use whatever's on the spatula for my complexion just so I can see exactly how much progress I've been making. Again, this is a very, very thick foundation, but not in like a bad way, if that makes sense. So I have been using this, but this is slightly too dark for me. So I have been mixing it with this guy, and I will basically be using this in conjunction with this for the duration that I have this in my life. So I am low-key also trying to get as much use out of this as possible. Unfortunately, I have a whole other one of these white mixing foundations, but I don't have foundations that are necessarily too dark for me that would require this kind of mixer. So I have a feeling I might be buying some foundations that are slightly too dark for me so I can work some of these foundation mixing pigments out of my collection, but I'm not going to do that until I kind of work through what I already have. I'm not going to buy a product just to buy a product, you know. So I am happily using this though with this healthy elixir. Also, another one from my Ditch the Discontinued is this guy here. This looks so grubby and disgusting, but this is a Makeup Revolution liquid highlight. This is in the shade Champagne. They no longer have this, as the Ditch the Discontinued project would allude to. I'm just trying to finish this up. I've already made enough progress where I can mark this again. If you see my update, you will see my update next week, but I am very happy to be working on this. I like to use it underneath my foundations more so than on top of my foundations. I like it mixed with a primer. I'm also finishing up this Born This Way Too Faced concealer. This is in my Deck of Panning project pan. I am nowhere near finished with it yet, but I will continue to just chug along and work on this that way. Another one in the same project. This is the Makeup Revolution Lace Setting Powder. I have made some progress, not a lot, but I am trying to finish this whole tub of it. Like it's a pretty small tub, but if you've used any loose setting powders like this, you don't need a whole lot to set your face. This is technically a baking powder, but I don't like it for baking. I like it for setting the skin though. It's very, very beautiful for that. Then I have a highlight. This is the only highlight that I'm like technically panning in powder form, and I like this mixed with other highlights, which has been really great so I can fluctuate and rotate my collection as much as I have this year. I've really been able to touch more highlights and not just hyper focus on the one that I'm project panning. But this is an absolutely beautiful, you can't even see, it is so beautiful. It's very, very brightening. It's a little bit too icy to wear by itself, but paired with some gold tone highlights, it actually makes this more neutral, and it's really, really beautiful. Also is a really great inner corner highlight for when I'm doing cooler toned looks. And then I am panning 2 blushes again this year. I panned, I think, 3 blushes last year, technically, 2 minis and then 1 mini pressed blush that I ended up crushing into loose powder anyway. So I am panning these 2 here. This is bareMinerals Radiance, which is technically a like highlight powder, but I'm using it as a blush and it works beautifully for that. And then this guy here is bareMinerals Promise. I know that the writing is covered up. The thing with these kind of loose blush products is they barely show progress until you reach a certain point and then you fly through them. So it's going to be slow moving for these, but once I hit my stride, it will be like gone in an instant, which is wild. So I'm enjoying these though. I like that I put in a neutral tone and a pink tone, so it kind of goes with any look that I'm creating, which is nice. Okay, and here are all of the eyeshadows that I'm currently panning. I'm not going to open up most of these because they're obviously spoilers for projects. This guy being my 15 pan self-made fantasy self or torture palette that I am doing with Haley. I have panned those eyeshadows here, 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 and here, along with this guy here. I have a Ditch the Discontinued eyeshadow that I'm just trying to finish up as well. I have another loose eyeshadow that I am trying to finish up. I have a deck of panning eyeshadow here. This is a Pan Those eyeshadow shade, but it's in here and I don't feel like fussing and moving it somewhere else for sake of no spoilers. Then I have this guy here, which is my Pan That palette for this year, which is Subculture. This is the first time I've actually, I guess, not technically done a Pan That palette because I did pan completely the Lorac Pro 1 palette a couple years ago, but this is the first time I'm like documenting and actually trying to keep track of like a Pan That palette, and it's going pretty darn well. I actually will be putting a update next month, so if you are curious, I will link my 2 videos on this. I update this quarterly. Pan Those eyeshadows is monthly, and then my fantasy self is quarterly as well. However, this one will be updated this month, which I'm very excited for. I kind of did, Haley and I planned it so I could do an update for this and then an update for this in like different months, but I digress. These are all the eyeshadows I am currently panning. There is 14 shades in here, 5 shades in Pan Those eyeshadows, 15 shades in here, plus I had 2 in my Ditch the Discontinued and 1 in my deck of panning. So a lot of eyeshadows. Eyeshadow is my favorite part of makeup. It's difficult though to prioritize, I will say that. All right, moving to accessory eye products. That's all of these kind of items. So we're gonna start again from this way to this way. I have a NYX glitter primer. I am so close to being done with this, but I thought the same thing last year, that I was so close to being finished with it. I will say it's getting slightly harder to push the product out, and I feel like there's a very small air bubble in here, which it leaves me hopeful that I can finish this sooner rather than later. It has been helping me that some of these shadows in my Fantasy Self palette are older, so a glitter glue really does help them show up and last a little bit longer on the eye. Also, it helps that I'm using it with this, but we are going to talk about that in a second. But yeah, this is the first item. The next one is a eyeliner. This is a Tarte Tartist Clay Play liner in the shade Bronze. It's very, very pretty. I've been using it more so this past month than I have previously in the project pan that it's in. I'm very happy about using this. This does mix really well with this here, this, or other colored eye bases that I have to kind of create a like bronzy eye base, which is nice, but it also mixes with this guy here and is an eyeliner in and of itself. So it has kind of multiple purposes that I can use this for, which helps me use the product a little bit faster, which is very good for something like this. Then I have a Stila Glitter and Glow in the shade Smoky Storm. This I'm just trying to finish up. This is super dried out, so I actually need to pour this into another container, but I've kind of been waiting for my update for Ditch the Discontinued before I do that. So that is going to no longer be in this form pretty soon. Then I have a brow product, which is actually on its last leg, but I have been focusing on this. This is the Ulta Beauty Brow Tint in Deep. This is just a very nice brow tint. I like the size of the applicator on it, but I feel like this is on its last leg, but these things are so deceptively long lasting. It's wild. I also have a black eyeliner, self-explanatory. I just want to finish up some of these eyeliners that have been lingering in my collection, so this is one of the ones I want to finish this year. Then I have a liquid liner. This is in no project. This was in a project last year, but I don't like the tip of it as much as I thought I would. It's a little bit dry. Like I can't just use the point for like a very opaque line. You couldn't even see that. I can't use the tip for an opaque line. I have to like use the side of it, and I don't like doing that, especially with how this is a little bit fatter of a tip than I like for that purpose. But yeah, I am going to continue to use this until it's completely dried out. It shouldn't be that much longer. I've had this open for probably 6 months at this point, maybe a little bit longer, but I am happily using this still. I have lip products, and this is a short but sweet category, which is nice. I have a lip liner that is in no project, but I am low-key trying to pan it. I've been trying to low-key pan it for about a year now. This is the LA Girl Perfect Precision in Bare. It's that guy there. It's a beautiful shade. Works beautiful alone under a gloss or as a liner kind of thing. So I really like this. The formula is a little bit drier, but I do like, this was a huge pencil. This was a very long pencil, and I'm very happy that I've shaved down as much as I have in here. I then have a red lipstick, and I panned a red lipstick in a very, very similar shade to this last year, and it took me quite a while, but I was dedicated with it. I multitasked it, and that's how I finished it last year, and I've been multitasking it again this year, but there is that shade. It's beautiful, but it's so deep, and there is quite a bit of product. There's not a ton, especially since this is a thinner product, but there is a long amount of product in here. And then the last product I am project panning is this guy here. This is the Colourpop and Sailor Moon lip gloss in Sailor Moon. It is a beautiful gloss. It is super, super creamy on the lips. There is slight glitter particles in it. Like, it's just like the mica pigments make it look shimmery, but it is so creamy and wonderful on the lips. I really like this formula. I do not like the doe foot applicator. I think that's an absolutely awful way to apply lip gloss, but that is just a personal preference. But that is it. That is all. I'm not going to move the eyeshadows back, but this is all of the items, and that is it. That is all of the beauty items, makeup items that I am currently panning. I was really inspired. I saw a lot of these videos come through in January, and I figured I wanted to get all of my projects started, and then as we dwindle in the year, I can actually show you all of the makeup products and beauty products that I'm panning. That way we have a little bit more accuracy, and it's not as overwhelming and bombarding. Plus I was moving in January, so things were a little hectic in January for me. But yeah, that is it. That is everything. I hope you guys are staying healthy, sane, and safe, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye!